Most, if not all of us, had the pleasure of reading William Shakespeare's Hamlet in our English classes this year. And after struggling through each act and thanking my lucky stars for spark notes, I took comfort in the thought that those could be the last words of Shakespeare I have to read in my life. And now here we are. The words of Shakespeare are actually sending us off into our post-high school lives. This above all, to thine own self be true. As our senior years progressed, I think I can honestly say even spark notes became a burden for us. Feelings escalated from, why do I have to read this 15-page chapter, to wow, that 5-sentence summary seems a little time-consuming. But we made it through. There comes a time for every senior class when you're faced with a decision to power through the year or sit back and claim senioritis is too strong to fight. And as a class, we definitely didn't fight it. Senioritis hit the class of 2013 by September. But I can promise you this quote is in Hamlet. SparkNotes made a pretty big deal of it. But Hamlet aside, I have come to realize how truly special this quote is. There will always be people in our lives trying to fit us into a mold, claiming that they know what's best for us. But this is our life to live. To thine own self be true means that we will have the strength to make decisions in spite of these pressures. We will be able to live our life for us, not how others think we need to live it. We know who we are, we know our innermost thoughts, and we know what we want. But what's important to remember is that we don't know this of each other. We may know what we've been through, but we don't know what others have. And who's to say someone hasn't felt the same way? We cannot be afraid to be true to ourselves, to live in spite of convention, or to take a new direction. Let your experiences change you. None of us are the same people we were 4 years ago. I know this to be true. And if I could ask one thing of everyone in this room, it would be that at any given moment in your life, don't let yourself look back from that point and think that you were the same person you had been. And don't just be different people you were, be better people. Each and every one of us should be able to look back a month, even a day from where we are, and think that we have changed for the better. Maybe we're a little softer towards others, or even a little softer towards ourselves. Life changes, and we must let our outlooks change with it. As we go off into this next phase in our lives, I think it's important that in order to stay true to ourselves, we not inhibit ourselves with labels. Don't turn something down because it's not you. We weaken ourselves when we do this. Let's take the words always and never out of our vocabularies. We harm ourselves with this judgment, and we harm others with it as well. Know that nothing is set in stone, and take comfort in that. Let yourself change and adapt. And living by to thine own self be true doesn't have to be a solo venture. We cannot do this alone, and honestly, who would want to? None of us reach this point in our lives without help. Let's take this moment to realize every person that has helped us get to this point today, that has changed us in any way. They may be sitting beside you as a fellow graduate. They may be sitting in front of you watching this graduation today, or they may teach in one of the many classrooms outside these doors. Let's take this moment to recognize that none of us did this alone and hope that we will never have to. We are not weak for wanting support, rather we are smart for knowing it only makes us stronger and better people. It feels better to succeed as a team, and it takes the sting out of failing too. So here's to chasing happiness, here's to our teachers, families, and friends, here's to never having to read another word of Shakespeare again, and here's to the class of 2013. Thank you.